Daniel made a living buying and renovating old houses. One day, he purchased an abandoned Victorian house that everyone in town avoided. Before moving in, an old man warned him, "If you hear footsteps after 3:17 a.m., don't go looking for them." Daniel ignored the warning. On the fourth night, he heard slow footsteps in the attic. When he went upstairs, no one was there, only fresh footprints in the dust that suddenly disappeared. The next night, he left his phone recording in the attic. The footage showed an elderly woman walking across the room. She looked directly at the camera and whispered, "Why are you still downstairs?" before the video suddenly froze. After researching the house, Daniel discovered that every previous owner had heard the same footsteps, and several had mysteriously disappeared. He left the house forever. Months later, he found a recent photo of the house online. Standing in the second-floor window was a man with Daniel's face. Michael started working as a night security guard at an old hospital. On his first day, a nurse warned him, "After 2 a.m., never open the last room on the 4th floor, no matter what you hear." He dismissed it as a joke. A few nights later, the CCTV cameras showed an elderly patient slowly walking down the empty hallway. When Michael rushed upstairs, the corridor was completely empty. Back in the security room, the old man was standing directly in front of the camera, staring into the lens. Seconds later, every monitor went black. The next morning, an elderly nurse showed Michael a hospital photo taken over 30 years ago. The man in the picture was the same patient from the CCTV, but hospital records confirmed he had died that very night decades earlier. Michael quit his job immediately. A few weeks later, the new security guard reported seeing the same old man walking the hallway at exactly 2 a.m. Michael began working the night shift at a small-town post office, sorting letters for morning delivery. One night, he found an old yellow envelope with no stamp and no sender. Written on the front were the words, "Whoever receives this letter becomes the next recipient." Curious, he opened it. Inside was a single sentence, "Tomorrow, at 2:40 a.m., your name will be added to the records of this post office." He laughed it off, but the following night, the power suddenly went out at exactly 2:40 a.m. When the lights came back on, dozens of long-lost letters were neatly stacked on his desk. On top was a brand-new envelope with his own name written on it. He was too frightened to open it and resigned the next morning. Months later, a new employee started the night shift. On his very first night, the same yellow envelope appeared on the sorting table once again. This time it read, "Whoever receives this letter becomes the next recipient."